They call him Dr. Superman. That's right, Dean Cain did his dissertation on the Academy of Motion Pictures, and he is none too pleased with the direction of the once prestigious organization. Now out there begging, panhandling, and doing fundraising to try to make up for the fact that nobody is watching the Oscars. Go woke, go broke. It's true, folks, and today we have Dean Cain to tell you what in the world is going on in the wide woke world of Hollywood. Hello, folks. Welcome back to the Pro Channel. Before we get into today's video, we would just like to remind you to go check out bigmancomics.com, where Dean Cain has been working with a tremendous group of partners on bringing you a comic that is selling out quickly. We're talking about All-American Lawman. The first 2 out of 4 special edition covers already sold out. Only 2 remaining, folks. You better get this one fast. But Dean Cain, as part of his, shall we say, media tour, well, he stopped by and talked to us about exactly what is going on in Hollywood, where celebrities no longer feel secure talking about their political beliefs, their worldviews, if they're on one particular side of the aisle. And not only that, folks, but it has gotten to such a point that perhaps Hollywood has destroyed itself. Go woke, go broke. It seems it's true, at least in the case of the Oscars and beyond, because they are now begging for money. $500 million they need to put on the show. Must the show go on? Well, we're not so sure anymore. Let's bring on Dean Cain. Let's bring on a panel, the likes of which you have not seen before here on this spot of the internet. It's going to be a wonderful discussion. We're ready to bring it to you right now. But Dean, you brought up your experience at Princeton, and folks may just think of you as an athlete and as an actor. They may not know that you also at times could be considered an intellectual. And I think you know a little bit about the Academy of Motion Pictures. Is that right?
Yeah, I wrote my thesis on the Academy of Motion Pictures and Arts and Sciences. So I wrote a history of how it started as a union for all the filmmakers. But then as the union started coming out, the Screen Actors Guild had its own union. And the Directors Guild had its own union. The producers had their own union. It started as a union for all of them, and then it moved into basically just being the Oscars and pushing and category, putting everything into a big library and being sort of the library of motion pictures and pushing technical achievements with their Oscars, and that's really kind of what it's become. Now, of course, it's trying to go woke, and you have to have the right number of this many people in here, and they have to have this and all that, which is a huge mistake, if you ask me, because nobody cares.
I'm glad you bring that up, because I'm curious your thoughts on this breaking story that's been out in the last few days. Film Academy launches $500 million fundraising campaign ahead of 100th Oscar anniversary. This is out of the AP News. It's on a bunch of different sources, but essentially they're having to fundraise money. I mean, they're not quite to panhandling yet, but we're not far away. The elites in Hollywood may be doing free car washes with donations at some point to try to get enough money for the shows, because not enough people are showing up for them anymore when it comes to a TV audience. So this again goes to that idea of, how much farther can Hollywood go before they have to switch back? So what do you make of this sort of where we are right now with the Academy and with the awards shows? And we've lost the stars and we've lost the audience at the same time.
Well, since I wrote my thesis on the Motion Picture Academy, I can tell you that I can't believe, it's shocking to me to see that they're launching a $500 million fundraising campaign. Are you gonna
toss in a little bit? You got a nickel, a dime, maybe something you can throw their way? I feel sorry for them, Dean. We got to help out.
They ain't getting a penny from me, baby.
Oh man,
it's their own fault. They had this. Listen, the Oscars, when Billy Crystal was hosting the Oscars, they did it. They respected movies, and it made sense. And you didn't have all these qualifications to be in this or be in that. And people weren't all, occasionally someone would give some sort of a political response when they got up there to accept their award. They shot themselves in the foot, because it was all their income. Like most of their income comes from the television rights to the Oscars, and that became what they are. And then they have the technical achievements, which is what pushes and spurs innovation. They don't air those as well, but they've turned it into this ridiculous show where it becomes this woke thing, and people are not tuning into it. Which I gotta be. I'm honest. I'm shocked to see that, but that's you make your bed, you lie in it.
Dean,
I'm gonna buy
the way that
buy a few more comics off of Gabe's site instead of donating to that.
that's right.
There we go.
Dean, the way that
By their own petard.
the way that they treat certain celebrities, i.e., the way that I think you probably feel when you're amongst the Hollywood elites, or the way that they've treated Gina Carano, it makes one wonder. I sort of think the audience may feel a stronger resonance with you, with Gina, with others who've been maligned and mishandled and kicked to the curb to some degree. I know that you're Superman, so they could never do that truly. But I think they've made a fatal flaw in assuming that they can define the audience in horrible ways and the actors who represent them by proxy, and that the audience will just stay there forever. It doesn't seem to be working.
No, it doesn't. And we can take that example and can push it a little further into the world of politics. And you look at Donald Trump right now being politically ostracized and going after and persecuted in the courts with lawfare and that stuff going on. And all he's doing is getting more and more popular right now, because when you start to do that, when the big powers that be try to keep people down or try to redefine who they are, you're going to get pushback, because America always roots for the underdog. And we root for the underdog because we all can relate to the underdog. When everybody's pushing against you and they're all on top of you and you're just working hard and being humble and doing your thing. I'm not saying President Trump is always humble, by the way. But the point is, when you're going after people for that, if you're trying to, Gina Carano, what she did to get fired from The Mandalorian, I hope she and Elon Musk absolutely destroy them for that, because that's disgusting to me. Listen, when I was on Supergirl playing Supergirl's dad, they were screaming for me to be fired. Well, there were some blue-haired, people screaming for me to get fired, and because I said something they didn't like, or whatever the case is. That's insane. Like I am someone who will. I think Robert De Niro is a fantastic actor. I hate his politics. I think Rob Reiner is a fantastic director. I hate his politics. I would work with either one of them in a heartbeat, but I also wouldn't stand for their characterizations of someone like me, which they wouldn't say to my face, because I would either, mentally get into it with them, and I'm gonna spar just fine, and physically I'm not exactly scared of either one of them. But the point is, that's the kind of thing is, you have to be. I'm respectful of their opinions, but be respectful of mine too. This whole thing about tolerance, you have to tolerate other people's opinions too.
And folks, we have come to the end yet again. But fret not, worry not, for more content is on the way. 3 times a day right here on the Pro Channel. 10:30 a.m. Eastern, 3:30 p.m. Eastern, and 7:30 p.m. Eastern, usually. Sometimes we miss it by a couple minutes. Sometimes we miss it by an hour, but very seldom. Like the mailman, we're always here, but you don't have to worry about what the mailman is up to, because we are on the side of decency, and no offense meant to mailmen out there. It's a joke, mailman. And mail women, by the way. We would never suggest any other way. All right, folks, it's your turn. Like, share, subscribe. Click it, stick it to the algorithms, it's the notification bell, and drop a comment down below. Don't forget that the Pro Show is live Tuesdays at noon Eastern Time. And you know what, by the way, Midnight's Edge is live Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays at noon. And that Park Place is live Thursdays at noon. That means all 5 days of the week, you have somewhere to be at noon Eastern to enjoy the latest in pop culture, news, and analysis. It's a joy, folks, every time you join us. And we hope you enjoyed greatly Dean Cain, Superman, being here to tell you what's going on and give his opinions on Gina Carano. Where else can you find out what Dean Cain has to say about Gina Carano than on this channel? Folks, it is time to wrap it up, but we will see you very soon. As we say every time we end these, and we say it, by the way, because we mean it, keep learning, keep growing, and as always, keep having fun.